Welcome to the Mercedes-Benz Rangers postgame show on a night where a swift and lethal shark attack inflicted too much damage for the Rangers to overcome. Blue Shirts finish 0 for California, now 9 losses in their last 11 after a 3-1 loss to the San Jose Sharks on a Friday night. Hi everyone, from the broadcast booth here in San Jose alongside Brian Boyle, I'm John Giannone. The Rangers allowed 3 goals in the first 7.5 minutes. 2 came on the power play on a night where the Rangers took 7 different minor penalties, the most they have in 102 games dating back to December of 2024. It was just one of the reasons why they leave California without a win.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't help when they were chasing the game since the onset. It was not how you want to draw it up. This is a classic case of not starting on time for the New York Rangers. The intensity that the Sharks brought just outmatched what the Rangers could bring to start the game. They got behind the 8 ball early. The power play goal right away from Macklin Celebrini, and then they just couldn't quite find their footing, and it cost them. They couldn't get to their game offensively. Nedeljkovic played fairly well. I think a little bit more traffic would have helped. But again, if you don't start on time, it's an uphill battle throughout. Yeah,
69 seconds was the opening goal, then 2 minutes after that, and then at 7:37, and just like that, it was 3-0 San Jose. And one man participated in all 3 goals, and moments ago, he was announced as the #1 star of the game, and it's Macklin Celebrini, and the crowd here in San Jose began to chant MVP, and he sure plays like one.
Well, he's 19 years old, and he was named to the best national team, the hardest national team to make in all of the world. What impresses me so much about him is just a relentless pursuit of excellence. He tried things. He didn't get discouraged. He played almost 25 minutes as a center iceman as a teenager, John. It's incredible what he's capable of. And how he reads and manipulates defenses is incredible. This shot here, this example is not many people in the world could get that shot off. He had an opportunity for a hat trick. Great save from Spencer Martin. Foiled that plan, but it's a number of different ways he creates chances. You see him read the play, he'll just go right to the back post. He hangs out in space, and his running mate, Will Smith, tends to find him. They're building a lot of chemistry together. They're obviously weapons that the Rangers were aware of. He's still able to beat them. It's so impressive.
Yeah, so the San Jose Sharks scored 3 goals in the first 7.5 minutes. That's the fastest 3 goals for them to start a game in 14 years, when Macklin Celebrini was 5 years old. So that's the kind of start this was for them. And I wonder, with those 7 penalties, Brian, is that a byproduct of the last game of a West Coast road trip? Is it the byproduct of a team that's just a step faster than the Rangers right out of the gate?
On some of the penalties, you could say that. In particular, maybe Will Borgens towards the end, he had to do that. He had to get his stick in there to prevent, a surefire goal, what looked like one. But, the puck over the glass, the flying elbow from Gabe Perreault when you're in the offensive zone, those are just, you can't have those. And it happens, I get it. And mistakes are going to happen, but those are things that you think you can control. It's not necessarily where you're playing. It's just a lack of focus for a brief moment.
All right, let's begin the reaction inside the losing Rangers dressing room. Let's hear from Mika Zibanejad.
I thought I got better. Obviously, the start again doesn't get better. Like, that's not a great way to start a game, but yeah. I think when it kind of settled down a little bit, we have I guess a little bit more 5-on-5. Yeah. I thought we started finding some zone time with some shots, but you become maybe a little bit more desperate. I don't know if they back off a little bit more, but yeah, I don't know. There's no hiding the fact that the start, kills us really. Even though we get that 3-1 goal, and we're trying to climb back, it's just a constant try to come back and try to chase. You're wasting a lot of energy on playing like that too at times. So, why the start? I don't know. And the penalties, obviously, but I think obviously the penalties is a little bit different than the other starts that we've had 5-on-5. But just not good enough, obviously, and this stings.
Obviously, weren't quite ready to play. You feel like you are, but they come out flying. They draw 2 penalties. They capitalized. Building was rocking. Kind of had that, I don't know. We just kind of beat ourselves. They were turnovers on a lot of the goals, change of possession, and Yeah, I mean, after that, I mean, I think we kind of settled in at the second half of the first and played a pretty good second period. Had a lot of chances around their net. Nothing seemed to went in. And then, I don't know, it was a pretty even third, I feel like. I don't know. Just it came down to the start of the game, obviously. Their special teams beat ours today, and that was the outcome.
You said a few times the other team's kind of been ready to play. I know it's hard to, like, pinpoint reasons, but is there anything...
We're ready to play. Yeah, sorry, I would cut you off. We're ready to play. It's just they came out with more urgency. I guess that we're not ready to play. I don't like saying that. Like, we were ready to play the game. Yeah. But they won a couple more battles early on. They worked harder. They drew more penalties in those certain instances and capitalized on their power play. So, I mean, that was basically the start of the game. I mean, when we took the timeout, I think it was 3.5 minutes into the game, and it was basically shorthanded up until that point. So it's kind of hard. But like I said, they earned their power plays in the beginning of the game, and, you know, they were just a little more urgent than we were.
Couple of times from JT Miller using the term urgency. We heard it from Mika Zibanejad as well. Not surprised to hear that, especially when you see 3-0 in 7.5 minutes?
Not surprised. They might have been surprised. That's how the game was going. You saw Mike Sullivan call the timeout after the 2-goal deficit, and it obviously didn't materialize right away. Urgency, I mean, I don't know how you want to call it, but they were playing sort of on their heels and being a little bit reactive. Maybe too much respect to the opponent. You know, the Sharks dictated play the first half of the first period throughout, and they were on their toes. They were making plays. They were out there to create. And it's, you know, when the Rangers, it has not been going well for them. It's no secret. So you want to get to your game, but you also respect the opponent, and I think they maybe got too focused on that. It's not a lack of effort. You prepare the same way. They take these games seriously, obviously, and you know, I agree with JT Miller, and the second half of the first period was better. The second period was better. The penalty trouble isn't going to help you at all. You're just killing time off your own clock in terms of trying to get back. But yeah, the start, I mean, the Sharks came out flying, and they had to adjust. They did, but it was too late.
Rangers' 14-game point streak against the Sharks comes to an end. They were 11-0-3, but they lose in regulation tonight, 3-1.